Afternoon. My name is Mohale, originally from the Republic of Botswana. Based in Namibia, Windhoek, working for the Southern African Customs Union. That is a customs union for 5 member states, being Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Namibia, and South Africa. I started using IDU about 7 years ago. When I relocated from Botswana, I was working for a university in Botswana. I had never heard of IDU before then, so budgeting for me was spreadsheet based. Obviously, we had an ERP system that loaded your basic budget. I must say it was relatively easy for me to uptake IDU because I'm a very strong budget-orientated person. Everywhere I've gone, I've tried to lead or progress the budgeting process, and it was welcome for me to join an organization that was proactively taking budget into high priority, basically, if I may put it that way. The value that I've placed on IDU is that it has, in the finance unit, really released a lot of time in terms of budget preparations, or automations, the enhancements that it keeps introducing. What I've encountered in my career is that when you deal with your support partners for applications, it's usually through emails that you tell them your queries, So IDU likes to be hands-on. If you have an issue with that you want to understand, the approach mostly, or in my experience that I've had, is more of let's engage, let's arrange a Teams meeting, let's see what issues you are having, and then from then on they can come up with a solution to say, okay, no, this is the issue. Because sometimes when you just leave it to that email communication, my problem is this, here's the generic solution, it doesn't work because different customers, different clients have different needs, different customizations in their environments, and sometimes the generic approach doesn't really solve the customer's situation, and the tendency is that eventually you just lose interest in the product and start going back to the old habits of, let's say, going back to Excel. The system doesn't work. The culture is that non-financial people, when you talk about budgets, they're divorced from that. It's a task. It's a checkbox ticking activity to say, oh, no, I have to present my budget. They don't really put thought into it. But one of the key principles of budgeting, obviously, is accountability. It's ownership. And now with IDU, where they're able to actually capture their own budgets, bring in the description, what it is exactly that they want to budget for, what it is that they're doing. That brings that ownership element into it, and that I've seen the interest in budgeting increasing during my time at the SACU Secretariat, where I've actively tried to just familiarize them with the system, because human nature, you don't know something, there's that phobia to say, no, I'm not trained in this. So it's about familiarization. Once they were familiar with the product itself, the uptake has just been marvelous, and our budgeting has just improved so much. And it has translated to what I'll call our key stakeholders, being our member states, the member states that I'm talking about. Obviously, they are funding the organization as a regional organization. So we are talking about public funds there. And it is very critical for us to be able to explain every single rent that goes into the budget that we request from member states, to say we will need a budget of this much. So with that tool, we have now improved our data analytics, whereby every rent that they want an explanation for, we can immediately give them, drill down into the specifics of the activity itself, and really give a comprehensive description to say this rent is geared towards this. So on an overall, I would say, from the finance unit, which is the key driver and the administrator of the product, from our internal stakeholders, the strategy drivers, and our external stakeholders, the member states, it has really been a marvel for us to work with IDU. It has given that overview to the budget strategy drivers themselves to always have almost like a real-time synopsis of their operations, where they can see how they're doing against their budgets, as compared to previously, where you probably have to wait for financial results after, they're more historic, come after time. And by that time, probably the boat has sailed. So with IDU, anywhere they are able to just have a quick login and see what how they're doing. Our budgeting approach is we are more program based. So each program has its own budget, and we are driving those programs. So they are able to just get a view of how the performance against the budget is. Wireless is something that you would take months for them to eventually get down to. And eventually, when they get down to it, used to be a box ticking activity. Nowadays, it's a more organized approach, where we even have now what we call a budget retreat. They are not afraid of that retreat. They come with their ammunition because they know they have all the evidence behind which is provided by the tool that is IDU currently that we have. So it has been something that has improved efficiencies for us.